Credit Union.
Besides a couple of light rain showers, especially west of Rochester, we're looking good. Clear skies for the next few hours, but clouds increase overnight. For more clearing tomorrow, expect sunshine for your Easter Sunday. Details coming up.
From the team you can trust, this is News 8 at 6.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to this web edition of News 8 at 6. In 3 days, COVID vaccine eligibility expands once again in New York State. It will include anyone 16 years of age or older, and in the eyes of health experts, the move can't come soon enough as cases increase across the country. The Centers for Disease Control is reporting a 10% case increase in 24 states. The rise in cases can be seen in our area as well. Monroe County's average positivity rate now sits at 2.4%, the highest it's been since February 10th. Another 219 cases are also being reported throughout the county, but no new deaths. 150 people currently in the hospital in our region, 38 in intensive care. To catch up to the surge, vaccinations are ramping up. 250,000 doses of the COVID vaccine were administered in New York State in just 24 hours, a record high for the state. You can check to see if you qualify for the COVID vaccine and find details on how to schedule an appointment at rochesterfirst.com. And in the days since it became law, New Yorkers are already seeing some of the effects of marijuana being legalized. While the law does allow for some home cultivation of the plant, you might not be able to grow it just yet. Atia Collins spoke with industry and gardening experts about the regulations. Atia.
Well, Jack, that's exactly right. You cannot start doing home cultivation as of now because the state is still coming up with some of those home cultivation regulations. And experts say it could take years for those to come into fruition. But in the meantime, you can still learn all you can about how to cultivate the plant. The state's new marijuana law allows 6 plants per person or up to 12 per household. Exciting news for marijuana activists like Steve Vanwall with Tiva Naturals.
One of the best parts about that bill is consumers or people now have the ability to grow at home or home grow.
But the state is still hammering out specific regulations for home growing. 6 months after those rules take effect is when medical users can begin growing, but recreational users will have to wait 18 months to plant.
For adult use non-medical marijuana card holders, you may not be able to start cultivating until June or July of 2023. The bill is very ambiguous, and that could very well be clarified in the rulemaking process. But in this moment in time, I would not advise anybody to start cultivating cannabis at home until we have a little more clarification around the bill.
Some state lawmakers have said it could take a year or more to come up with the systems and regulations that would allow for home cultivation. Reporting in Rochester, Atia Collins, News 8.
Atia, thank you. Meantime, the Rochester Police Department is attempting to find a missing child and a woman. Da Vinci Harrell is 4 months old and is believed to be with his mother, Cassandra Harrell, who is also missing. They're both from Rochester and may be in the area of Rome, New York. Anyone with information regarding their whereabouts should call 911. And dozens gathered today in Rochester to once again call for a stop to hate crimes against Asian people living in America. The rally held downtown follows the latest assault on an Asian woman in New York City who was beaten by a suspect and the shooting deaths of 8 people in Georgia, 6 of whom were Asian women. Organizers say it's time to put an end to the violence.
We may look different, we may talk different, but we are Americans. Calling us, coronavirus, go back to your country, you don't belong to this country. I can name dozens of people that has faced the hatred towards our community, and I'm thankful that finally this is, people are noticing.
President Joe Biden is taking steps to address that uptick in attacks, relaunching a White House initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, which promotes inclusion and opportunity for the AAPI community, addressing new funding for AAPI survivors of violence and sexual assault, and a new Justice Department program to address anti-Asian violence, making it easier to track and report crimes. And we are learning more about Noah Green, the suspect in Friday's deadly incident on Capitol Hill. 2 Capitol police officers were struck, one of them killed in the incident. The Associated Press reporting that the suspect had been suffering from delusions, paranoia, and suicidal thoughts. That's according to a U.S. official. Investigators are now focused on Green's mental health as they work to identify any motive for the attack. They have talked to Green's family, who spoke of his increasingly delusional thoughts. A local fixture in Section 5 basketball is in need of an operation. Gerard Iglesia, a champion and a coach of the year, needs a vital organ that could save his life.
I was close. Things could have easily gone the other way.
Gerard Iglesia thankful to be back home after being in intensive care.
I was in the hospital for 23 days, 21 in ICU, and I was very fortunate to be able to get back home recently.
Gerard suffers from kidney disease and recently had pneumonia. These tanks, tubes, and pills helping him live.
As you can see, I'm hooked up to an oxygen tank 24/7, just to give me a little, extra oxygen, because my lungs had gone down to 20% efficiency. So I'm slowly going to build back up.
Now Gerard is in need of a kidney and a kidney donor. He's seen an outpouring of support during an intensely difficult time.
I had so many kids, my old students, reaching out to me, and like my old players, saying, "You told us you got to push through this, you got to fight," and that was very motivating, and it gave me more energy.
The whole community, the prayers, the energy that they've just been giving him is just unreal. I've never seen anything like that. He's a really loved man.
Gerard's wife Karen helping him along the way as they wait and search for the match thereafter.
And we're still fighting. We're going to fight for a kidney because, as I said, his job is not done yet.
Well, Gerard tells us he's looking forward to getting back to his basketball camps and clinics. Gerard and Karen celebrate their 25th anniversary this June. After a fire in Greece destroyed an apartment building, nearby neighbors are stepping in to offer a helping hand to some who lost everything. The fire ripped through an apartment building at the Orchard Place apartment complex last Wednesday. 14 people were displaced, and today a donation drive was held to help them recover some of the essential items lost in the fire. Food, clothing, and diapers were just some of the items brought for these families. Organizers say the community has been more than willing to help.
Especially over the past year, I think our community has shown that we rally together when there's times of challenge and tragedy, and we just wanted to do our part to make sure our neighbors knew they weren't going through this alone. And we're happy we had a great turnout today, collected a lot of supplies for these folks, and help them get settled a little bit and kind of reset.
And more donation drives may be scheduled in the future. No one was injured in the fire. The cause is still under investigation. And shoppers picked up last-minute items for Easter Sunday at the public market today. It was a little cold, but that did not stop people from grabbing the essentials like flowers and food. We caught up with one vendor who said it was a busy Saturday.
It was pretty busy. We got a lot of people today.
I said, well, let me go and see what I can find for, for the holiday.
Asparagus and Brussels sprouts.
Vegetables. We sold a lot of stuff today. We're just putting stuff away now. I'm pretty tired. I kind of want to go home.
And James, speaking of the weather, clouds really rolled in this afternoon. Would you say umbrellas out tonight?
I think for some, could see a couple of very light drops over the next few hours, but otherwise not too bad. We should dry out, especially as we get into tomorrow. 50 degrees, that was the high today. We should break that tomorrow and remain above that day after day as we get through the rest of the week. Easter forecast, not so bad, mid-50s, excellent. We'll say mostly sunny skies. We'll start off cloudy, but I do expect sun to emerge as we get into the afternoon, especially for those kids that want to get outside and have the Easter egg hunt. Should be a great day for it. As we mentioned, as Jack mentioned earlier, a couple of drops overnight, a very weak system, barely worth the umbrella for most, and then more sunshine day after day. I think Monday, Tuesday as well should feature a good amount of sunshine, and then rain chances start to creep back in as we get into Thursday and the second half of the week. So here it is. It looks more intimidating than it actually is. Some very light rain showers trying to work their way into western New York. A lot of this not even making it to the ground. Wider view shows this is the only game in town. Really mostly clear skies across much of the United States. Some cooler air behind the system to the south, but we're used to that this time of year. Here's the setup. High pressure to our south, low pressure off the eastern seaboard. These two systems are going to kind of battle each other over the next few days. We'll give it to the low pressure that's bringing a cooler wind off of Lake Ontario as we get into tomorrow. But as we get into Monday and Tuesday, the high pressure, the warmer air, going to start to fight into western New York and allow for those temperatures to start to climb day by day as we get through the middle of the week. All right, your evening update, mostly dry for folks. You'll see cloudy skies, maybe a drop or two isolated, but otherwise looking pretty good. I did check online. Golf courses are open on Easter, and I think tomorrow could be a decent day for a round. A little chilly in the morning. We're starting off in the mid-30s, so jacket worthy there, but by the afternoon, comfortable lower 50s. That is, again, slightly above average, and we'll stay with that for the rest of the week. Pretty quiet. Monday, Tuesday looks good as well. High around 60, sun to clouds. You see the rain chance, precipitation chance start to bump up as we get later in the week, especially Thursday, Friday, a couple light scattered rain showers, but otherwise April can be a busy month. Doesn't look like it for this week, Jack.
James, I love the consistency here, and I love the consistent sunshine too.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I'm happy to say sunglass worthy for your Sunday.
Sounds good. James Gilbert, thank you. That's all for us right now. We're back on TV at 11.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.